Hello and welcome back to the Average Joe podcast. I'm your host here, Joe. And today we're going to talk, you remember when Steve Harvey brought up the whole 90-day rule? Well, I think it's always been before that. Yeah, I remember I seeing it on Girlfriends, actually. But what about implementing a longer wait period before, all the fun or the magic happens? Just because we're gonna go over just a couple of things that might happen, or some ways that we kind of go wrong and spoil the magic, or let Mr. Right go, let it all go wrong just because you don't develop that connection with the person. You don't get to spend that time really getting to know them, really kind of be able to pick out their flaws, be able to pick out the ins and outs of the person, because we all know on the first day, second date, even third day, we all putting up a front. We're not necessarily fully who we are. Maybe you're always still glammed up, or something like that, or maybe your house is always clean, or maybe you're always taking her to the nice restaurants, maybe you're always treating her top notch. Give it a little bit of time. Let's let the flaws and everything come out. Let your character and everything really get to show. Let's see, what's really up with you, because it's again all a front of facade, and sometimes I feel you let the magic go when you just let it go so quickly. And a lot of them will tell you that, even though they won't tell you that. And we all know the telltale that of that couple that really made it after the first day. They did it on the first time, or the first couple, or whatever. But majority of the time they tell you they don't have the same level of respect. You don't even feel the same way. So the energy that you bring to the table is different, because you feel your position is different, because now quote unquote your power is gone down, or whatever. It's that aspect. And it gives you that time to even build more bonding, more experiences, more this, more that. Imagine when you get to go on dates, and it's not necessarily spending money or doing anything of that nature, but just spending the time to really get to know somebody, possibly meeting their friends, meeting their social circle. Because I've been to New York City, and then you go around, it's oh dang, I didn't know that was your homeboy, or hey, this or that, how did you you gotta see the whole playing card. You gotta see everybody in the team, because maybe his friend is the right one, or maybe the other friend is the right one. Either way, okay? And it's just a level of interest that you even feel in yourself. And I think that sometimes we rush into things, and that's even in life and everything. We're just rushing into things, and I feel we need to slow down, take a step back, even build the suspense. No, you can't have it today. Imagine all the time, the effort that guys really used to have to put into a girl, having to first of all write your number down with lipstick and all of that, and or memorize the number, and then get home and call you on the phone, and you had to be by the phone to answer the phone, to even give you that time of day. So it's I think a lot of the romance is gone. And this is a lot to say, even with African guys, I feel a lot of the time they're just so rushing into things. What are we rushing into? The sex gonna always be there, especially if we're meant to be together. The sex is always going to be there, that. Where is really the intimacy? I feel a lot of people out there, we're just having the sex, you just fucking. There's no real connection. There's no real vibe. You're just trying to get one off and then go to the next one, and just keep going. And it's a cycle. And then don't you feel a little bit of emptiness, that there's no emotional attachment to this? It's just one after the other. And it's I think when you really, really give yourself that time and really put forth that effort, and that's why sometimes the guys marry the good girls, because the good girls, they did make them wait. They didn't just give it off so easy. They didn't, it wasn't just and he got it. He had to put the time. He had to do a little bit of research, or maybe she really turned him down the first, second, or third time. There was an effort built into this. And I think that also plays a big factor in all of it, because it kind of sets the aura and the standard of who you are. Because if you, tolerate certain things, or, if I come to you one time, or if I see you, somewhere, and you just like, you're talking to Tom, Dick, and Harry or whatever, then like, I'm not even going to give you that time of day. Or like, if you like, you sleep with me on the first day, then I'm going to think you're going to sleep with the next guy on the first day. Like, then, that level of trust, or like, that sense of loyalty to you, like I don't necessarily have. And, it's just really like adding that value back into the woman, and like women really tapping into, their powers and who they are and what they stand for and what they believe in. Because, men will just be treating you anyhow, because like, again, like they have options that we don't have per se, and all these things, the time clock and everything. So I do think, if you see a guy, like, just maybe this be an experiment. Like the next guy, like you see, like maybe give him a little time, because like, just see how it works out for you. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Like you can really give it up on the first, second, third, whatever date, and like it could just be fine. And there really is no time tell and all these things, because like, there's no like specific date or specific number or anything that's gonna say that this is the right time. Like there is just that feeling and everything. But I think there is like something in us curating that, and us being the ones to, set the value, set the standard, and set things that we're gonna, accept, and what we're not gonna accept. If you're not gonna give that, like, hey, like I'm just gonna leave you until I find whoever is. Sorry. There's nothing wrong with it. And I do think like down the line, like he will, because like, isn't this the standard we're going to set forth to our daughters, and like what we're going to say, like what you should accept, girl, like don't go on a date and you drive your car and you're doing all this. Like, no, let him come pick you up, and let him come knock on the door. Like when was the last time like somebody went on a date and like the dude like, had to knock at the door and really come like take you out on a date? Not that you couldn't drive yourself, that you ain't got a car, like anything, but like really took that extra step and like that extra effort into doing something. And it wasn't just like, oh, he invited you to the club and came to the section every other night, and like that was your form of a date. Like did he really create some time or spend some time and deviate his time to really invest in you and invest in your relationship? Because like that's what it means when they go on dates, when they do 1, 2, or 3 things. Like that means they're really investing time in who you are. So if you just give them the alley-oop, then they're really gonna just like treat you like that, right? I'm just asking questions. I don't know. I'm trying to understand, because like I do feel like, this 90-day, not 90-day rule. It's not a 90-day rule, but just like per se of just like investing time in yourself and investing in, like relationships and building a bond. Let me make sure I get all my points here. Because like you want it to last more than the honeymoon phase. Like you don't want it to just be that, like, just be glitz and glamours and everything. Like you want it to be everlasting. So it's like, don't jump the gun, okay? Give it some time, relax, okay? Really get to know somebody, feel them out a little bit, put sex off the table and see what you really have. Okay, take that off the table and just see what you really have with a person. Get to, see them in different sceneries, different vibes, like try different days, like go hiking, go to the gun range, go bowling, go to a cooking class, go to a sip and paint, or whatever it is. Like, really get out and do dates and do fun things, and just like get out and explore yourself, your partner, and like, get themselves out of their comfort zone, build some romance, build some intensity, build some suspense. Because like, imagine when like you really like the person and like you have all those emotions and feelings and everything, like then you're really invested. Okay. And, if anything, like, at least you didn't catch another body, girl. Like, at least if you wasted, invested this time and you like able to see like, okay, it wasn't just really going to work out. Girl, imagine if you gave it up on 1, 2, 3 and you just caught another body. Now you mad. Okay. Cause like the body always counts. Okay. So it's like, ladies, give yourself some time, figure things out, like, enjoy yourself. And guys too. Give yourself some time, like stop like jumping into women too, because it's really damaging you men out here. Like you really can't handle all these women. You can't. Like try to stick to one. Okay. But just like, try to like devote your time to like one woman, one thing. Cause like, you're out here, you're just out here in the streets. Okay. But I think I got everything. Okay. But thank you for tuning in to That Average Joe podcast. I'm your host here, Joe. And stay tuned for another episode. We're going to be following this up. We're going to be talking more. Thank you.